Hey, hello, welcome everybody. It's Kathryn, the Big Vision Coach, and welcome to the Daily One Command. Today. I apologize if you were here at 9 o'clock, and I wasn't here. I did have a schedule conflict that kind of show up at the last minute, so I had to just quickly reschedule for noontime. And I was thinking, hey, this may be a better time of day for us to get together. If it is, please be sure and let me know. Okay. Having said that, before we get started, if you have a question or comment, please be sure and grant StreamYard permission to see your name, and then that way I can see your names and your questions, and I really want to because it's important to me. Okay, well let's go for it. I am going to take a little teeny sip of water. All right, let's go get into it. So we this week we have been talking about setting your intention for the month and some of those steps, and we've been working with the practice sheet that I have in the description and setting your intention. Usually, we like to set our intention for the month, and then we have our weekly intention, and then we have our daily intention, and we have, as we go, moment by moment intention, right? And the thing is, that we always, if we really want to get results, if we really want to see the fulfillment of that intention, what needs to happen is we've got to act from that intention. Our actions have to be intentional, and we've got to direct ourselves towards that intention. Okay, so this is really a state of being. This is our motivator. This is the direction that we want to go in, and we're talking about really letting our intention fill us up. Okay, so we have a lens that we are looking at intention through today, and it is this: the best way to ensure you achieve the greatest satisfaction out of life is to behave intentionally. And, this is a phrase, this is something I say all the time. Like, I've got a teenage granddaughter, 17, Maddie Kay. And, hi, David. Teenagers are just kind of like reactive. They don't know. They're not thinking. They just do stuff, you know. And what I don't necessarily tell her that she's done something wrong. And she says, it was an accident. I didn't do that. I didn't mean that to happen. I said, I need you to be intentional, be on purpose with the things you do. If you are, she walks across the room, she's got that ADHD kind of body thing where she bumps into things and everything, and tone of voice is something. But I said, I'm not really talking about good or bad, about punishment, but you're not intentional. You're not on purpose with the things that you're doing. You're like, if your room's messy, I don't think you set out to have a messy room, but you did not have an intention to have a clean room, an orderly room, and your room's not on purpose. So if your room is messy, be on purpose with it, right? And she's like, I don't know what you're saying. I said, just be on purpose. Whatever you are doing, whatever you've got to shift yourself into being on purpose and doing things with a purpose. Okay. What is your intention? What is it you're wanting to get out of this? If you want to go to your room and it's quiet and safe and dark, I want you to have that quiet, safe, dark place so that your senses aren't overloaded. What I don't want for you is to be in a place that's overcrowded and not nurturing for you. So, does having all this extra laundry in your room and the things not put away, is that on purpose? Is that to help give you something? And so I'm kind of teaching her how to think about things. Not that she's wrong for what's there, but to be awake and aware. Okay, so that's one way we think about it. Another way we think about it, and I literally just had this conversation with a client this morning, and I've been talking to her about attaching a different outcome to the actions that she's taking. So she's in a new business, and there's all this stuff to do, right? And we got all the places to go and all the tasks and all the checklists you've got to go through, and that kind of becomes a thing within itself. That becomes the intention. your mind goes, is that what we're doing? Well, let's find more things that need to get done then. What I started having her do was attach the task to the outcome she desired. Because what starts happening is we either start deep diving and obsessing on things, or we get resistant and overwhelmed, and we don't want to do either one. So when it's time to do something, like that's unpleasant, like, oh, today I've got to sit down and do all my social media planning. I don't, that's not the fun part for me. I can do it. But if I just said, oh, here's a task that needs to be done for the sake of itself, I'm not going to do it. So I had to say, so that I can stay in good communication with my customers, I need to set up my social media planning, right? So I've been attaching an action with the bigger outcome that she wants, and that is her first sale. So that I can get to that first sale, I got to get this done first. What that also does is it starts eliminating everything that doesn't align with that desired outcome. So, Lenora, I'm going to borrow you for a minute. I'm going to talk about just something that you had posted. I did readings the other day, and it was how I want to have a success. I want to clear the blocks to the successful jewelry business that I want to create. Is that all right if I borrow that? Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. So, like Lenora, my clients, like, yeah, I've got this to do, and I'm starting to go to these meetings, and this stuff is happening, and people are saying, like, oh, I was looking for you. And she said, oh, and I just missed the opportunity. I just missed it. I just let her go away. I didn't get her number. I didn't take action or anything. And I said, yeah, because you weren't aligned to your intention. You didn't align your actions, your mental rehearsals, those things to your intention. And so we kind of walked back through. I said, why, you got a luncheon you're going to today? Why are you going to the luncheon? Oh, to meet people. Well, great. We can meet people anywhere, right? And so why are you're meeting people so that you can make my first sale? Great. Make your first sale of the room. The 80-20. There's probably 20% of the people there that may be a good energetic match. They may be a good client referral. They could be a business partner. They could be an actual customer, right? She said yes. So in that 20% right there, that's who you're aligning to. And she said yes. Okay, so stick with me, Lenora. You're going to get this. So she's got the website, the business cards, the brochures. So she's got the tools ready. She's and now she realized she was making it all about the meeting and not about being herself at the meeting, being who people were looking for, but she was not setting her own intention on who she was looking for. There's who she's looking for and to be the one that they're looking for. Do you feel that shift? That's the intention. Not only do you want to, have the money, have the result, you want to do the stuff, you got to be the one. And as you're doing that, as you're becoming the one, and that naturally starts aligning you to them. It was really a powerful session because she said, I'm ready to flip the switch. This has got to go. And what showed up was in that being. And she's like, I got to find people. I got to look for them. I said, well, what if they see you? Are you ready to be seen and found? Think about yourself right now. Are you intentionally setting yourself up to be seen, known, to be found? There could be a counter intention. And so unconsciously, you'll be acting from the counter intention, and your actions will align to that. And that's why you'll forget to get the phone number. That's why you won't speak up. That's why you'll kind of hide out by the refreshments. Okay, or back in the kitchen. That's where I always hid. Hey, if you wanted to find me, you had to make sure you went to the kitchen because I was in the back helping everybody. I was getting the plates set. I mean, I was just doing all these tasks. right? So, what is your intention, and are you on purpose with what you're doing? Are you, what is your intention? Are you in purpose in your being? What is your intention? Are you in purpose with your receiving? So now, Lenora, when you think about the jewelry business, she does custom jewelry work. Guys, if you're looking for something unique for a gift for yourself, be sure reach out to Lenora. Her stuff's gorgeous. But what in you is being counterintuitive or counter intentional? What in you has a counter agreement or commitment? And when I'm talking about that, if you've heard me say, well, I love, I want to, being in Dallas and Fort Worth area, I love being there. I love being in the spaces, having circles. I can make that happen. But I also already have a commitment to be here and helping my daughter and being here and helping to take care of the granddaughter. And so my desire is running up against that commitment, and there's an underlying counter commitment. So when I realize that that's an issue, when I'm really like serious to go out, I'll go, honey, I'm not going to be able to take care of Carolyn for a bit. So let's talk about how we can make this work for both of us, right? So, yeah. Okay, so already Lenora's noticing, the different energy and realizing been hiding out, mostly feeling tired. There's a lot of energy. Um, there, we're reacting not to just what's in the moment, guys. We're actually processing a lot of what's in our environment, the bigger environment around us. But also, we've got to remember that if we pushed a lot of energy in this last few years, if there's been a lot of stress and anxiety, a lot of push, 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 that is going to be affecting you now, even though you may not necessarily be in the same circumstances. Your body just now has time to rest and recuperate and is asking to charge up. If you intentionally rest, if you say, I want to do that, I'm too tired. Say, be intentional, be on purpose with today I'm resting. Today I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to hide today. Do I need to hide today? I'm going to hide. I'm going to fully and freely give myself permission to hide. And that sounds counterintuitive. Stick with me. Stick with me. There's a part of you that is asking to be heard, that's communicating with you. And if you're meeting that in love and acceptance, and you're meeting it, there's no judgment, and you're not criticizing yourself, and you're not creating this other energy to try to push yourself to get past it, how much faster do you think you can get through that feeling? How much faster do you think you can get charged back up? A lot faster. Okay. I used to do this thing back when I worked in office. The apartment manager, and I learned it as a hypnotherapist, and I called it a 30-second nap. And I taught everybody how to have the feeling of an hour-long, deep, refreshing nap, and do that standing up. And I would walk them through the sequence of, tell me your nighttime sequence for powering down, going to sleep, and tell me your sequence in the morning for waking up. And I would do a little elicitation, and every time I said call it 30 seconds, but it actually took about 3 minutes to get everybody through the process. They would go, oh my gosh, I've got the energy. I feel great. And there was one job I was leaving. They said, who's going to give us our nap? You are. You are. So by giving yourself permission to have whatever feeling you're feeling, whatever experience you're experiencing in the moment, is going to have a greater chance to cycle through. Okay. And that way it's not, that's because that pushing yourself and cutting yourself off and making yourself wrong and trying to charge through, that blocks energy. That doesn't build up energy. By being aware of that energy, being present to it, then it can go ahead and cycle out. And what happens is it's kind of like there's this drop in energy at first. You let yourself be in the drop of the energy. And then what happens is it starts moving and kind of starts gathering energy again. And then what you're going to find is you're more fresh, you're awake and alert. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling down, go ahead and intentionally do that. There's a phrase that I teach people. I'm going to share it with you now, Lenora, particularly you right now. And it's how can we accept this and turn this around? I don't have this written here. If you give me a second, I'll find it for you and I'll share it with you on the screen, okay? And I just call it the four-part statement model. All right, let me share a screen. Okay, so where am I? There we go. Let me get this to where it's bigger one. You can see it. All right, I'll make this full. So I want to teach with you. Teach with you. Yeah, let's teach with you together this statement. Okay. All right. So the idea behind this is pretty simple. If you think about a song that gets stuck in your head, the only way to get rid of the song is to sing the last line. Did you know that? Okay. So let's say Lenora said, "I'm tired and I'm hiding out." I'm going to use the phrase "hiding out," and I'm going to just say it. And you can follow along if you like. Let me check to see if you could read this okay on your screen. Yeah, you should be able to. Okay, and this is directly from my Google Drive. If you want to get a copy of this, send me a private message and I will be glad to send a copy to you. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. So, the negative run, I am hiding out. And y'all can just repeat after me if there's something you notice you're doing. I am hiding out, and I'm going to hide out, and I'm going to do everything in my power to hide out until I no longer need to hide out anymore. And then take a big breath. Take a big breath. What's happening is you're telling yourself about this now. You're having that experience now. And you think about wanting to do something, you're already in the future going, well, how can I do that? I need to hide out. And then you're unconsciously setting everything up so that you can hide out. So initially you might go, there's a part of your brain you might hear going, yep, that's true. And there's another part going, well, this isn't positive speaking. This isn't speaking power. No, this is speaking your truth. But that last line is the most important. Until I no longer need to. And I'm going to, let me bold this word. This is the secret sauce. Until I no longer need to. Okay? Need to do that. Because right now, all the behavior that you're exhibiting right now, everything you're doing right now is to try to meet a need. And you have been doing all of this without intention. There's been a counter intention, but you've not been taking action or thinking about things aligning to your intention. And what this does is this sets up a conflict. I just had a client say, yeah, I want to meet somebody for right now. I'm not interested in a long-term relationship. Met an amazing person, thought she was a little too young. He said, it's not going to make sense because in 30 years, she's going to be my age. And in 30 years, I'll be 100. Oh, what does that have to do with the person you want right now? Those are conflicting, right? Conflicting ideas. So how do we turn it around? You tune in to what you need. So, Lenora, based on what you said, hiding out, mostly feeling tired. So you're hiding out so that what need is that feeling? so that you can rest and restore yourself, right? So you can rest and heal yourself. And I saw somebody talk about this, that like if you're in a survival situation, what like rangers and people in the military are taught is number one, get to shelter, get to where you're hidden. Number two, attend to any wounds that you have, or get self healing. Number three, find a source of water. Then, where's my water? Then you're going to deal with your fire and your food and everything else. Yeah. So number one, getting to shelter. Number two, attending to wounds. And that's what you're doing. Okay? Criticizing yourself and making yourself wrong and feeling guilty, not going to get it. We all do this some way or another. So we tune into what I need. So then once you have what you need, right, you'll be recharged, refreshed, energized. I'm going to use the word energized. So I have a sample of this. I'm a failure. I'm going to be a failure. I'm going to do everything in my power to stay a failure or fail until I no longer need to be a failure anymore. That's what that looks like. So now the positive accelerated run. We're going to use the word energized. I am energized and I'm going to be energized. I'm doing everything in my power to have the energy, right? Until I know myself as an energetic person, right? Um, we are using the word intentional. I am intentional, and I'm going to be intentional. I want to do everything in my power to take action from my intention. And I'll do all this and more until I absolutely know myself as an intentional person. And you just keep saying it out loud and you notice what comes up. Okay? There we go. What you've done by one stating that negative at first is you're meeting that, but then at that last you go until I no longer need. The other thing that's happening there is your subconscious mind goes, oh, do I need to hide out? Do I need that? How am I doing that? Is that what I need? It opened up yourself to asking a new question. Then what you've done is you said you want energy. So now it's going to draw itself to energized. If you want to be safe, I am safe. I'm going to be safe. I'll do everything in my power to create safety around me until I know myself as someone who's safe. I am I am rich and abundant, and I'm going to be rich and abundant. And I'll do everything in my power to create a field and an energy, an atmosphere of rich abundance around me until I absolutely know myself as someone who is rich and abundant. Isn't this more powerful than just an affirmation? You're saying what is, and you're taking yourself into your greater truth. You're immediately meeting yourself where you are. You're bringing your subconscious mind into awareness to where it questions, opens itself up to this greater idea. Then you put right into it what it is you want, and then it sets itself on the search. How does the one command work with that? Well, these two work beautifully together because what we're doing first is we're dealing with that kind of mental, emotional. When we're dealing with that, with the one command, we're expanding out into an idea even greater that serves more good, and we're taking ourselves in that expanded state into that quantum field. Okay, we're activating like that greater part of us, and we're allowing all the skills, abilities, and attributes to come in. We're shifting all of our neurology as we do that. Okay, was this helpful? Did you like that technique? I've shared this before, but this is really a powerful tool for setting your intention so that you can start aligning your thoughts, your words, your actions to that. Okay, this helps you with your energy body and what you're tracking. Okay, so when you like go into like, I'm grumpy, I'm mad, I'm afraid, I'm stuck. This is a big one. I'm stuck. I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to do everything in my power to stay stuck until I no longer need to be stuck. And then when you tune into, well, what is it you really need? Wow, what do I need? Support. I need to be supported. Okay, so I am supported and I'm going to be supported. And I'm going to do everything in my power to create a field of support around me until I absolutely know myself as one who is supported. You feel the difference in that? Yeah, and that's how you keep meeting yourself in the moment. We always hear these phrases, no one really tells you exactly how, and this is exactly how you do it. Okay? So now think about when you said whatever it is that you needed, and we want to be intentional. So you need it to do what? Well, you want to create your beautiful jewelry business, Lenora, right? You want to create custom jewelry and be able to bring this beauty to the world and have the independence that gives you and all the connections, right? Um, hey, and validation. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Thank you. You're amazing. I remember when I had other jewelry designers would be with me at my meetings and circles. I always made sure I had someone who was selling some jewelry because everybody got so happy and high. All right. So, what is your greater intention? What is your greater intention? And you may not know what actions to take. So, what I did with my client today, coming back to her, was when we have already been getting clear on that intention of making sales in her business, finding that, and she has some tasks to do, but the number one way that's going to happen is for her and her ideal customer to find themselves, right? So she's going to a meeting today, and so you're going today to meet that person, and you're going to go there and you're going to be that person. And then we did a little mental rehearsal around, like, hey, when you find that person, next time someone comes up and says, oh my gosh, I was looking for you, which I told her, I said, do you know what a good sign that is? That you're already creating movement. People are actively looking for you. So you want more like her, right? So we did commands around each one. And then we did a practical mental rehearsal where I said, okay, you be Carmen and I'm going to be the lady that's talking to you. I said, oh, hello. You be that person. I was looking for you. And she said, oh, hi, how are you doing? And then we just went through the whole thing. I wanted to talk to you. Great. You want to talk after the meeting or we can set up another time. Whip your phone out, right? And took her right through those practical steps. That's what you got to do. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and do some commands. Let's go for this. Close your eyes and just feel your connection to source, that creative life force energy of the earth. Feel that energy coming up into your body. As you bring your attention to your heart and you're aligning with your purpose, what is your greater plan? What is the main thing that you are wanting to attract, create, or manifest right now? Align to that. And I don't know how, I am now taking inspired action from this intention, and I am living in the state of being of this intention fulfilled, and I am naturally drawn to the fulfillment of this intention. I only know I'm aligned to that intention now, and I am fulfilled. And now, with your eyes closed, roll your eyes up, just very softly, eyes closed, roll your eyes up, don't strain, as if you're trying to look up to the top of your head. and to send your consciousness up above you, and instantly you're breaking through the darkness into the light of pure, open potential. We're going to state a command. Follow along with me mentally, and if you want to replay this and say this out loud, definitely want to do that. I don't know how. I am aligned, body, mind, and spirit, to my intention. I only know I am acting from that intention. I am living in the state of being in that intention, of that intention, and I am naturally gravitating towards the fulfillment of that intention. I only know it's so now, and I am fulfilled. And let that go. Let that expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good in its fulfillment. Absolutely yes. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And now just start be come back into your body and be in this field of gratitude and appreciation. Yeah, like when that first customer arrives, when you get that first positive feedback. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this. It's fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I'm just being told to stay with that for just a moment longer. There we go. There we go. Just stay with that. Okay? Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. I love it. Now what's happening is we are unwinding, unwinding, unwinding everything that no longer aligns with this intention. All the thoughts, the energy, all those little cords. Now we're going to rewind, 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 align, align, align. Just let it go. Bringing your attention back to your heart. When you're ready, open your eyes. And then just do a little check-in. Do a little check-in on what you're noticing when you think about your intention and your actions. What's been stopping you before? What do you know now that you didn't know before? Of course, we always say to write those commands down, write your ahas down. And then of course, when you get an idea to do something, please, you go for it. Just go for it. Absolutely. Okay, I want to share with you one more thing. On my YouTube channel, I absolutely have this set up as a separate playlist. Oh, look at me there. Now you're playing that right there, okay? And so what I do is when I set up these little runs, I always set up a separate playlist so that you can listen to them in YouTube, okay? And in the description, I have the link to my YouTube channel so that you can find these playlists, okay? All right. All right. So was this helpful today? All right. Was this a good tool? We learned the 4-part statement. We're going to be intentional. We're going to be on purpose. So if you feel tired and today you are not feeling it, well, give yourself permission to not feel it, but be on purpose with not feeling it. When you're setting your intention to the day, align everything to your intention, and everything you do serves the purpose of fulfilling your intention. That's the main thing I want you to get out of this, okay? And if I can help you with that, please reach out to me. This is what I do. I help people get clarity on what it is that they want to create, get that bigger vision. Let's get that mapped out, create a working plan. And then we're going to uncover any hidden demotivators or any of those hidden prior commitments. We're going to uncover and resolve everything that is stopping you. And maybe you need some tools and resources. I can help you find that too. I can help you break out these practical steps. And if I don't know it, I know people who do. So please, if you are needing help and support, let's set up a time to talk. It's a free phone call. And all you need to do is go to the bit.ly link that's in the description, and that takes you right to my appointment calendar, and we'll set up a time to talk. Okay, my friend? So right now I'm going to end on that, and I'm going to let you go. You have an amazing day. Until next time, this is Kathryn Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and I witness your mastery. Bye, everybody.